Hi. I have discovered that many of us are not able to activate our dreams because we overthink, because we are afraid, and we refuse to listen to our inner voice. I decided earlier this year that I would challenge myself to listen to my gut, to listen to the universe, my inner voice, God, whatever you want to call it. And once I decided to do that, my intention was put to the test. So a few weeks ago, I needed to go to the library to renew a few books. And as I was thinking about renewing the books and the other errands I needed to run, it came to me that I should select a book for myself. Now, I thought that was a bit odd, but rather than overthink it, I decided to go with it. So I arrived at the library and I decided that I would go to the self-help section because I didn't want the possibility of, finding a book on plumbing. So I decided to go to the self-help section. When I got into the section, I was careful not to look at any of the books on the shelf. So I stood there, I got centered for a moment, I closed my eyes, and when I was ready or felt the leading to do so, I approached the shelves of books. I put my hand on the third shelf and I waited until I received additional instruction. I moved my hand from left to right until I felt like I had picked up or discovered or identified the book that I was supposed to pick up. I pick up the book and I almost fell to my knees in tears and in laughter. And the book is this. I hope you can see it. Women Who Think Too Much. Oops, upside down. Women Who Think Too Much. How to break free of overthinking and reclaim your life. That was a powerful moment for me. And what I discovered was three main things. First of all, God, my inner voice of the universe, really has a sense of humor. The other thing that I figured out is that overthinking is absolutely a form of fear. And it leads us to a place of confusion or lack of clarity. Many times there are things that we want to do, or there are questions that we have, not understanding and realizing that you already have the answers. And you're continuing to pray, you're continuing to ask advice from friends, you're watching Oprah, you're looking at other videos, you're on YouTube, trying to find the answer when in reality, you already know in your gut. But the problem is you refuse to act because you're afraid. You're afraid of how to execute within the answer. You're afraid to lean into the answer because it makes you uncomfortable. It's something other than what you expected. The other thing I learned is that sometimes there are people waiting on us or waiting for us to hear our inner voice and to act boldly. So my first video was, what is your original why? And I started not to post that video. Why? Because I didn't like it, right? It didn't sound the way I wanted it to sound. It didn't look the way I wanted it to look. But rather than overthink, rather than allow my fear to consume me, I posted the video anyway. And don't you know, to date, over 1,200 people have viewed that video, and many others have responded and told me how much it helped them, how much it supported them, how on time it was. The reality is that our step forward into boldness, our putting away our ego, our surrender to our inner voice is not about us at all. It's about other people that need to hear us, that need to have what has been uniquely deposited within us. And so my question for you today is, what if we all started to listen and to adhere to our inner voice? What if we stopped overthinking? What if we stopped allowing fear to rule? I happen to believe that we would be healthier and happier, that we would always be in the right place at the right time, that people watching us would be set free and liberated, and we would absolutely, without question, continue to walk in our divine purpose.